Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of Unapologetic, your number one podcast. This is the show where kings and queens tell their legacies and on. So get ready for the gems to drop and pull up to the table because we're ready.
In person, not online. You know what I mean? The
Oh,
reason why
okay.
I thrived online was because we were in Muskegon, because of the location. When I posted on my story, the new Jordans that just came out, only Lake Small got them. So if they don't got them, they either got to go to Grand Rapids or come to me. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
So that's
So
why I
you
feel
had
like
that
I
direct
thrived when it came to
exchange.
online. But when you're in Grand Rapids, it's even a different story because people are quick to just go to StockX and go. They don't really care for it in person unless they need it for the football game tonight. Then they have to buy them from me. You know what I mean? Or if they need them for their birthday, that's tomorrow that they waited
Right.
last minute to get their outfit for, they got to get them from me because I'm the only place around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
So,
it's just sneaker stores in person are where it's at, and I feel like it's kind of going backwards in terms of where the retail space is going. So
okay. Because you remind me, man, of, I know you know Armand. Armand,
yeah, Armand, yep, yeah,
Kendall.
Armand and Kendall.
Yeah. So y'all are, because those are my brothers, man. Because when how I met Armand and Kendall was just off of fluke,
Hmm.
just running into one of them, and then I'm like, dang, it's like multiple y'all, yeah, like a group. So I'm like, okay, that's what's up. But the creativity from each individual is always been inspiring, because that's what makes a shoe worth buying, how it looks,
Right.
feels, the each stitch, how what makes it different from all the thousands of others that we see. And I see now that, me being in the media business for going on 6 years now, the art is really in the eyes of the beholder,
Hmm.
and that follows with everything like real estate, media, anything, entertainment. And I look at it that way because even though, for example, a person may come up to you and be like, well, I want this house, but I don't think, it's a good fit for me and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, cool. You're not allowed to say anything as give your own, like, you don't like to give your own opinion as far as
Right.
location. But at the same time, you want to be like, man, this is a beautiful house. Well, let me give you a tour of this house so you can see the beauty that I see within this particular property.
Right.
And that will open up more doors. And I know it sounds like boring and simple, but I'm learning like the boring and simple conversations open up the biggest doors in certain situations.
Yeah.
And then most people, we tend to forget about that. And,
Yeah. I
and we
mean, it's
can't
just
do
like
that.
asking a very, very specific question versus an open-ended question. You're gonna get a lot more feedback from an open-ended question than a like, "Are you wearing shoes?" No. And then
Right.
that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of shoes do you like? And then that's a 5-minute conversation.
Bro, that's crazy, but that simple sales pitch, man, makes a difference. You know what I mean? You
Right.
get that
Yeah.
information, you understand what they like. Then they might order 5 to 10 pair of shoes. You
Right.
you don't know who you're talking to at that particular time. Or a client that may, oh yeah, man, you know what? I like how you is, Drake. Let me buy these next 5 houses.
Right.
Damn, you know what I mean? Sure, I didn't know you had it like that, boss. So let's go, let's go, and it,
Yeah.
and so yeah, man, your demeanor gives off that type of open up type of conversation, and
Yeah.
that's big. You don't hear that, man. That's why I try to highlight in our conversations, like, man, how you talk and respond to a person really does matter. Because you would talk to the wrong person a different way, man. I don't want to talk to you no more, bro.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're good.
Right.
We'll go somewhere
Yeah.
else.
I mean, that's one thing about me is like I got a really open mind and you can't really steer me the wrong way unless you do something that's really wrong because I have a really open mind. Like whether like even if it was politics like Trump or Biden or whoever, like if you're a Trump supporter, I'm not necessarily just gonna zone you out and be like, I'm not hearing anything you got to say. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
vice versa. You know what I mean? So I have a really open mind and I don't there's a few strong beliefs that I have, but there's not many of them, you know what I mean, that's gonna deter me from giving somebody the opportunity, you know what I mean, to speak their
Mm,
mind.
okay. Dang, bro. I've been trying to pick your little brain, bro. You that real deal, Drake. You that real deal, dude. Oh man, I gotta ask you, man. I know you have you ever been you've been picked on before because of your name and then of course you look a little bit like Drake himself. You know what
Man, yo, of course. They always say either, man, you look just like Drake, man. Your mama named you after Drake. I'm
I
like, nah, I was Drake before Drake became popular, man.
mean?
Come on, man. Drake been
Man,
around
I
like
had to
what?
bring that up, man, because I was telling one of my colleagues that we was going to come on, you was going on coming on to the show, and she was like, "Man, let me see what he looks like." I said, "Man," and she was like, "Damn, bro, he really looks like Drake a little bit." And that was the same day that Kendrick Lamar little this song came out, man, and it just killed me because I'm like, you know what? I gotta ask my brother about that input if he listens to music or not.
Man, I didn't hear it. He just put out a diss song.
uh, with
Kendrick did.
with the future album with Metro Boomin, it's called Take It. Take that or take it or something like that.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Like that.
Okay.
That's what it
Yeah, I'll
is.
listen
That's
to
what
that.
it
I don't think I've heard it yet.
Yeah, man. Tune in, man. I know the audience gonna say, yeah, man. I know the comments gonna go crazy.
Man.
But man, so on the back end, man, how do you like digress? Man, you've been a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. Do you take time to actually center yourself?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not too spiritual or religious. I use my whiteboard and my paper. You know what I mean? I just
Okay.
I'm I'm like I'm different. I don't know why. Like I'm a lot more logical than I am like sympathetic or like religious or like you know what I mean? Like I think a lot and if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I keep everything simple, clean, free of clutter, and that way I don't necessarily have to digress or like kind of take time to, you know what I mean, calm down and be in
Right.
Zen
I
mode.
mean,
You
because
know what I
that's
mean?
that.
I try to stay that way. You know what I mean? So I got a huge whiteboard that's right next to my desk. I don't know if I can flip the camera or not.
Oh, so you just turn around and just start boom, 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 boom. Wow.
But
Wow, bro. I
that's
thought you
what
got a
video that I
little
was doing.
boy. He got a 10-foot whiteboard, man. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh man.
Yeah,
Have you
but yeah, like I use paper a lot. I got this app called Notion. Like I just I write down stuff a lot and
Notion?
make a lot of
Okay.
lists and
So are you
all
writing a
that kind of
book or
stuff.
something later on with all this information that you collecting?
Like the homepage and then like
See, y'all, this is dedication. This is how we gotta get like, man. This is how you exceed your expectations. This was crazy.
taxes and YouTube notes and
That's what I'm
social
talking.
media.
Organization, man. I need you on the team, bro. I need I need that. I need that information, man. Okay. See, we think alike, man. I read a lot of articles and whatnot, man, and uh, it really helps keep you on board as an entrepreneur, and I feel like, especially to my audience, the the young people who are coming into this business world, it's a doggy dog world. And I'd be telling them, some of my younger people that like they be thinking, oh, I'm gonna get this idea, I'm gonna launch this, I'm gonna get my loan, get everything situated. It's like that's what's up. I love your enthusiasm, but remember, you are in competition with the entire world. So you
Right.
gotta be unique. You gotta be hungry. So you're gonna get knocked out sometimes, man. So you
Yeah.
gotta be ready for that good pick me up when you get in that ring. And I love to see that inspiration, with the people I have a conversation with. And so my next question is are you going to be doing more spoken speaking public speaking, excuse me, public speaking with schools or students or any organizations?
Yeah, of course. Who I really, really want to target is going to be the hardest audience to target. The people who's stuck in their ways already and they didn't have, you know what I mean? Like the so like when I was talking to high schoolers, they don't have their credit started. You know what I mean? I'm getting them at the beginning before they got an
Oh,
opportunity to
okay.
do anything on
Okay.
their credit.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to target the people who like is in their 20 to 35 range who like they already got themselves into a little bit of debt or they didn't already took a wrong turn and try to get them to come back, you know what I mean, and go the right direction, you know what I mean? So that's my ultimate goal. But as far as public speaking in general, yeah, I want to do a lot more of it, whether it's in schools or just public appearances, whether it's at like Smith Ryerson or anywhere else in Muskegon that I can hold an event, because I want to do a public credit event and just have everybody come through. And I don't know if I would charge for it or not. Depending on what I provide, I would kind of determine what I'm going to charge. Like if there's going to be food and all that stuff, I'll probably charge for it. But if I'm just going to do something outside and set up some chairs with a microphone, then I ain't going to charge
Man,
for it.
I'm gonna work with you, bro. We gonna put something good together.
Yeah, that would be
We gonna,
cool.
yeah, we gonna put something for real. Because I always wanted to, collaborate, with a real estate agent, even though I have, friends like Jay Kilgore, Raven Jackson, who are great real estate agents and brokers. Is is they're already doing their own thing. They're already focused and stay busy. So, I always want to be a part of, building community in that type of setting, with the benefit of media as well, because real estate is important. Everybody needs a place to stay. So
Right,
the more people that understands and know these important factors and information, the better for the community. And I
right.
love how you put that in the beginning of the conversation. So I had to reiterate on that, man. But
Yeah. I
that
mean, it's really important because like you don't know what you don't know. Like you have Google in front of you, but like how do you even know what a debt to
right,
income ratio is if you never even heard of it? Like how am I even supposed to research? Like, you know
right,
what I mean? So awareness is a
right,
big part of everything. You know what I mean? Whether it's starting a business, going to school for something, it's all information. You know what I mean? And if we don't have people that's spilling it, you know what I mean, and kind of circulating it through the community,
right.
then nobody's gonna know. And it's just gonna be those few people, few top people that know everything, and it doesn't trickle down to everybody else.
So what is the biggest end goal for you for Muskegon? Like, for example, like you got a big project that you have in works, because you always with the whiteboard and the darn computer notes, bro. You got something in there, man.
I
You
mean, there's a
got
few
something.
things, but I mean, nothing that's solid yet. So, I
Okay,
mean,
man. I'm trying
we'll,
to get them, y'all, because I loved, like, man. Uh, for me, I was raised. My OG always taught me to be strategic and technical, like how you are. Not as vast as you. I'm not as vast as you in technicality. I'm getting there, but he showed me how important and how you can literally change the game by just moving in a certain strategic way, and not even actually putting using force. You ain't got to show force. It's just how you move in order to get what you want out of a situation. And I
yeah. And
see that
one
you're moving like that, man.
one good example I can give you of that same exact kind of situation that you're saying is, so me and this other dude at the broker started at the same time,
Hmm.
and he's spinning his wheels, getting frustrated, and like, man, nothing's working. I did this, I did this, I did that. And I was like, it's simple. Like, how are we gonna make money? He was like, by selling houses. I was like, how are we gonna sell houses? He was like, by meeting people and talking to people. I'm like, how are you gonna do that? He was like, I don't know. I was like, so what have you been doing? He's like,
Right.
well, I've been designing my business card and like I'm trying to do this website. And I'm like, does any of that stuff make you money? He was like, probably not right now. I'm like, what's gonna make you money right now? And he didn't really, he was like, I was like, pick up the phone, call people, send them
Get out
mail. Like,
there.
you're not
Yeah,
doing the
yeah.
money making activities, you know what I mean? So there's so many different things you could do and focus on, but a lot of them aren't gonna make you money right now. You know what I mean? You can design your business card all day, but nobody's gonna see it if you don't order them and get it printed and start handing them out. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So it's just spinning your wheels and overcomplicating things. Like people used to always say, like, how you get a store in the mall? Like yeah, that must have been so hard. Like, no, you just fill out an application and they accept you. Like it's just like a job. Like it's not complicated. Like
Man, Drake, man, you made people sound like, bro. You absolutely right. We overcomplicate our lives, man. That is,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it. It's not as easy as just filling out an application,
yeah,
getting approved.
but
But
the
because it's like
first
you can
step is
negotiate the
important.
lease. That's something I didn't do. Like
Right.
negotiating the lease. Like, all right, if I'm gonna do 1 year versus 3 years, if I'm doing 3 years, you better give me a deal. No, I just, you know what I mean. So there's different things
Negotiation,
about
right.
the lease that you can learn. but just take baby steps. Don't do what I did and just, all right, let's do 5 years. You know what I mean? Just do like a 6 month thing. You know what I
Right,
mean? If it doesn't
yeah,
work out, if you need to make adjustments, you got the opportunity to do that. You're not locked into a long-term deal. Um, but yeah,
that's
just awareness
crazy.
and just you don't know what you don't know. So always keep your ears open, even if it's somebody that you don't necessarily respect or
Right.
uh somebody that you're not too fond of. They still got something that you don't know. So
All right, man. I got one more question for you, man. I got to pick your brain on this one.
okay.
So, if you could tell yourself something, let's say you jump back 5 years, well, what great advice would you give yourself now that you back then that you would like, man, that would have been so beneficial.
Me personally, it wouldn't be good advice to the the crowd probably, but taxes are always gonna come back for you. Because
What?
when I started the business, like I didn't know you had to charge sales tax and there's income tax and how you can write things off and all this and that. And that was like one of the biggest things that I'm like, dang, we got tens of $1,000s in taxes that we gotta pay. And where is this money gonna come from? We're gonna have to liquidate some inventory, cut back, and
Right.
but if I had to give more general advice, something that would provide a little bit more value to the audience, if I had to go back 5 years. No, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, bro. Because the complex of it, like I sat down and I was in a meeting, man, with a sister who was building her own pharmaceutical business.
Hmm.
And she just got this big loan of like 20 million or something just to start off
Dang.
or something like that. And she was just breaking down to me like um how she's planning on, the distributing the money and the funds and what she's hoping to help build her community with. And it was a great combo. But then she was like, but this is the one thing that, when young people like ourselves get this type of, money and power, is that we tend to overexert ourselves instantly. That the power, that whatever abilities that we have, we tend to just run for it, and we have visors. And she was like, and then she came out was like, this is the second time, no, her third time that this has happened. I was like, what happened to the first two? She was like, well, the first time she had to pay the money back because they went bankrupt. I was like, damn. I said, like,
Right.
over a couple of millions. She was like, yeah. So she made it known that she would have told herself 5 years ago that when I get this money, I will sit down in front of every person that I need to, that will put me in the right position. Like, I will listen to my financial advisor this time. I will listen to my lawyers this time. I will listen to my board. She was like, that simplicity made the biggest difference from then to now. Because now I think she's, they're at $150 million. She's doing great. We still friends. I'm like, man, I need your advice on some advice that when I need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those type of conversation, man, holds so much value and weight in our lives. And we tend to forget to tell ourselves and actually the ones in our circle about, like, look, I know we doing good and everything, but we still can mess up. You know what I mean? Somebody can drop this ball and we're gonna be sitting here
Right.
stupid. So let's stay humble. Let's stay not humble, but let's stay in the mind frame where we can lose this if we don't handle this right. So, man, I love how you just, man, you open up so many doors in my head on just organizing, staying afloat, making sure I dot my T's and dot my I's, cross my T's. You see it, man. Man, I appreciate it, man. Your time, bro. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I did. I didn't expect for you to have this type of mindset, man. I love like getting that surprise of the personality of the conversation. It's what makes us unapologetic right here on our show, because we don't try to sugarcoat, man. We don't try to hide nothing. We want you to really tell us about the mentality of what you're going through, how you're building it, because that process is important, and it helps supports not just me, but others in the audience that be like, man, I'm in a tough spot. I don't know what to do. I'm a real estate agent too in Kansas or Oregon, wherever he or she may be. And this conversation may be that one push or that breakthrough that helps that person. So, man, I
Right.
appreciate your time and the conversation. And of course, man, welcome to the Unapologetic family. Man,
I
please make
appreciate it.
sure, man. Yeah, and for you guys, man, thank y'all for staying with us, man. We still going strong. Man, our subscribers are going crazy. I think we just hit 20, we just got 22 subscribers in a day yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So it was, I was like, oh, did I do something wrong? You got to question yourself after that. But man, I love the love that y'all showing. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It really helps us keep going and keep pushing. Of course, we're gonna have Drake's information at the bottom. Give him a call, email him, and man, as soon as we launch this conversation, because the information that he has is beneficial for you and your family, man. And plus, your community will love you for it if you keep spreading this knowledge and power along, man. But for our brother, man, thank you. You gotta come back, man. We're gonna have you back. We really
Thank you
gonna
for
have you
having me,
back.
man. I appreciate it. I enjoyed talking to you, and we had a good conversation, man. And just to be clear, I didn't think this was gonna be the full podcast. I thought this was gonna be like the pre-convo to the podcast. So I'm like, all right, we doing this. All right, bet, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. See, we're gonna get right into it here on Unapologetic Podcast, man. It's a conversation that matters, man. That's what brings us, as a community. And we just want to keep reiterating that and keep highlighting it. And of course, y'all, I want to give a big shout out to my mentor, Metro, man, Doug Sims Live. We are now on 5.3 in Benton Harbor. So make sure you guys tune in every morning from 7 to 10 and tune in to the radio station Grander Media Liquid Lounge and Doug Sims Live, man. We're doing it big. So I appreciate your time, brother. And we'll be in touch, man. Stay unapologetic, y'all.
All right.